Hello learners, welcome to class. Today we are having a counseling class. In today's counseling class, we are going to look at the principles of guidance and counseling. So first of all, what you need to know is that guidance and counseling, they are all counseling sessions. They are all counseling sessions, meaning that the process is the same. There is no much differences apart from the differences that we are going to learn about or talk about in this presentation. But guidance and counseling, it's almost the same thing. I'll give an example. Parents will show you the way how you have to lead your life. They will teach you norms. They will teach you what to do and what not to do. When you do what you are not supposed to do, you will be punished either by beating or any other punishment that a parent may give you or a child. There they are exercising guidance. By the virtue of talking to a person, by giving options or trying to give options which a person can undertake, then you are providing counseling. Basic counseling approaches. So these are the basic approaches or things, the approach that we are supposed to use as we talk to people or as we counsel our clients, whether by guidance or by counseling. Number one, psychoanalytic therapy. Psychoanalytic, as we all know, psycho means mind, the mind. I know in psychology, you may probably have learned about how the mind of a human being works. So, as a counselor, you have to be able to know how someone is thinking as you talk to them. As you know how they think, try to analyze. Analytic means analyzing. Try to analyze in your mind. You are not being judgmental. And don't show them you are analyzing. That is why, as you are counseling someone, you should have a notepad. That notepad, try to jot down some things that the client is mentioning or saying, which you should not forget, especially important notes. At the same time, try to write down what you think. Those of you who have learned, who have once written verbatim, when you look at the verbatim, there is what is happening, there is what the client is doing, there is what you are thinking as possible why the client is doing what he's doing. Or is the client has come in, or does he look anxious or nervous? You are thinking. That is what is called analytic, because you are analyzing. You are analyzing. So use the psychoanalytic therapy as you talk to clients. Try to analyze and try to know what probably can be the true thing that the client is thinking. Even people, they will speak things which they don't mean to speak just because they fear of something. A child has stolen money in the house. Probably he or she knows that stealing is bad, Parents will beat me when they discover. As you ask each child, suppose you have 2, 3, 4 children, each one of them will give you his or her own reasoning. Oh, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me. They are all scared. But when you look at them, as they speak to you, as they give their reasoning, try to analyze what possibly they can be thinking. You will know that they will all say it's not me because they are scared of being punished. So no one will tell you the truth. Meaning that theory, or meaning your investigation will not be true unless you use a different method, or rather you use another approach or another system in investigating who has stolen the money. Same clients, not everyone will tell you the truth because probably they also fear of shame. Okay, if I tell her or him that I'm dating a married man or a married woman while I am also married, what will this counselor think? So they will hide some information. That is why you should be able to analyze. Don't judge, but be able to analyze in the story as they are telling you. Be able to pick facts and leave the rest for the West. That is why when counseling or when giving them out information or response, you will not touch it direct that, oh, are you dating a married man or a married woman while you are married? No. But instead you say, sometimes it happens that some people may go through this and some may go through this while the situation is like this. So in this case, uh, we have to take life in ABCD, ABCD, ABCD. Why? Because when you go direct, your client will feel you are discriminating them or you are judging them. So be so analytic. Sometimes a client may not need to talk to you anything. Just analyze to say the client cannot talk to me. Refer the case because there are so many reasons why a client cannot speak. Some clients will tell you the truth and they will add on the truth. On the truth, they will add to spice up the story. And some clients, when you counsel them nicely, you are a male, you are a female, they like you, they will just bring unnecessary conversations, just trying to attract your attention. So be able to analyze. Even as you talk to people, be able to analyze. This may lead to this. So this person is thinking like this about me. Think about it. Don't show them, but watch your steps. Secondly is Adorian therapy. Adorian therapy is a constructivity and encouragement based counseling. So this type is the one that we encourage the clients or we encourage people. Sometimes people tend to feel that they cannot do better in something, but with your encouragement, they will gain the desire to do better. Oh, I cannot do good in maths. I'm not good in maths. I don't know why. I can't calculate properly. But when you encourage the person to say maths requires you to go through every day, try to be going through every day at least 1 or 2 questions, then you will improve. Take especially those tough questions, those questions you feel you cannot, or you have challenges, then try them, not until you solve them. You will see a person trying. After that, they gain confidence. So Dorian is the encouragement that we give during counseling session. The other one is existential therapy. So this one, people or humans believe in freedom of existence, freedom of living, freedom of speech, and so forth. So by this freedom of choice, people tend to create a purpose and meaning of living. So everyone wants to have a purpose. Why should I exist? So people want to have a meaning in their life. If they don't have a meaning, mostly they become hopeless, no direction. So under existential, they want to know who are they? How can they have a meaning in life? This is the approach that is most used under guidance because people want to be guided. Who can I be? Which course can I do? And so forth. So here it's a guidance method that works to manage this therapy. Most of the times it's not that people don't know what to do, but they just have difficulties in making choices. Probably they have little information about something, because if you have little information, it's definitely that you cannot make a proper decision or choice. You have difficulties in making choices. So people want to be helped. Most of the times people have money, but how to use that money is what they also want to be helped. So you probably, most of the times, colleagues will come, boy, niliko na 1,000, but sinizwavochita nayo. Then you'll be able to help. My friend, check. Kagre 12 skari bwino. Can you pay for GCE? You see, not because the person um, um, uh, really is lacking a lot. No, a person just needs someone to encourage them how to do something, someone to help them to make a choice. If you are a doctor, you want people to recognize you as a doctor. That is the way of you, the purpose of your existence. If you're a teacher, you want people to know you're a teacher because that's the purpose of your existence. That's why you see on Facebook people posting photos at their workplaces because they want people to know why those people exist in life. Equally, me, I exist to do what I'm doing right now, to teach. Though I hated to be a teacher, but I discovered that, okay, lecturing is one of the things that I love the most. So it's better I venture into lecturing and mentorship. So a lot of activities that I do involves mentorship and so forth. So you also need to see why you exist. Why do you exist, or why should you exist? Because you should have a purpose. If you don't have a purpose, have one now. Have one. Even just having a cantemba at the corner, it's a purpose. People will be coming to buy sweets, to buy sugar, and so forth. It's a purpose. So each person should serve a purpose in a community, in their families, and in their lives. They should serve a purpose. Personal-centered therapy. Personal-centered therapy, what you should know is when you are counseling someone, do not involve what is not there. Do not try to compare with another case, even if they are similar cases. Just concentrate on one individual person that you are counseling. So whatever you are doing when you are counseling, just concentrate on one person. Cases may be similar, but they are different because people involved are different. So each counseling session should be personal-centered. It's not that because I said these words for that case, even this one I'll say the same. No, no. You can use the same words, but in the manner you should bring them out or utilize them should be personal centered. And gestalt therapy. This one, what you need to know is that most people who go for funerals, they don't mourn the person who has died. A lot of people mourn a person who died a long time ago, whom they know, not the person who they have just escorted a friend. Why should someone cry because of your mother and your father and your relative who has died, whom they didn't even know or talk about? So they will escort you, they will cry the loudest because they have remembered past experience. And because of that past experience, grief has come, or sorrow or mourn has come. So they will cry, they will become emotional. So when they become emotional, you need to, you know, when someone is crying what you don't know, or because of emotional, you don't stop them. You just touch their shoulder. You touch their shoulder. So there are some cases when you are counseling someone and someone starts crying. Gestalt therapy is the therapy to use. You don't say much things or words. Instead, you just tap someone's shoulder and say, oh, sorry, 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 sorry. Sorry, 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 sorry. Just that. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's all right, it's all right, it's all right. It's okay, it's okay. Okay, sorry, sorry. After the person reduces in crying, don't stop talking. Just continue saying, oh, sorry, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Then they completely stop. Keep quiet. Don't talk to them. Keep silent. Maintain silence for a good 1 to 3 minutes, even to 5 minutes. Just keep quiet. But your hand should not be off their shoulder. Just touch their shoulder. They need to feel because you are using the gesture. That's why it's called the gestalt. You are using the gesture. You just touch their shoulder and they'll understand. Someone has broken into tears. The boyfriend, the girlfriend has disappointed the person. What are you going to say? Nothing. Do not stop the patient. I repeat, don't stop the client from crying if they are crying. Don't. Let them cry it out. Let them cry it out. Just touch their shoulder. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And when they cool down, ask them, are you okay? Definitely they will respond yes. And say again, it's okay. It's okay. You're sure you're okay? Yes, I'm sure. Okay. Do you feel like, don't say, okay, mwenzi mwalekezera pati, so chentipitilize. No, 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 no. Just say, do you feel like we can continue? Yes, I feel we can continue. No, I don't feel we can continue today. If the client says we cannot continue, reschedule the session. Reschedule the session. When do you think you can be able probably to come? How much time do you need? Or maybe after a week. Let them propose themselves. But if a client says, we can continue, comfort them again to say, okay, you know, when you don't feel good or you feel emotional, please, you can pause a bit and just allow to feel good, then you continue. Okay, 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 okay. Don't say mukamvera chifukusha pamanje musalire nifuna kumvesesa. No, no, no. Just say okay, mukamvera monga mwamvera chikonko olonga timaona kuti simu zakwanisa kukamba muzani uzaini ulo munga posing echemo nkala chezi pang'ono mukamvera bwino then muzapitiri mungapitiriza ini. Yeah. So when they start talking again, the emotion will come and they will try to help themselves. But When they keep quiet, don't ask them again to say, "Mufuna kulira, mufuna." Just keep quiet, watch them, and tap their shoulder again to show that you are together. That's about gestalt therapy. Gestalt therapy. Sometimes you don't need the words to counsel someone. You just need action. That's all. Transactional analysis. So transactional analysis is almost similar to psychoanalysis. If you remember, at psychoanalysis, I did mention that you are dealing with the mind. But the transactional analysis, you are dealing with the outside environment now. When someone is explaining, now analyze the story. Who are the friends that she has mentioned or he has mentioned? Who is involved in this case again? Who is the extra person? What really happened? Not about the mind, but now the outside. Be able to analyze the story itself outside properly and pick important things, because some things are not important in whatever the client may say. Behavior therapy, definitely remember that whatever you do has a meaning. When you blink your eye, one of your eye simply means you are in love with someone whom you are blinking your eye to. When you smile at someone, definitely they'll also smile to you, because it shows that you care. Whatever behavior you show has a meaning. So as you talk to your clients, make sure that your behavior should be meeting the counseling session, or should be meeting what you are doing. Whatever your client's gestures will be, it will be speaking. Interpret them. Crying means the patient is emotional. Silence means a lot. Probably the client cannot speak. Probably the client doesn't know how to express it well. Silence means a lot. That's why if a client is silent, then no counseling session taking place. All the behaviors, be mindful about the behaviors. You laugh while the session is in progress. The client will think you are laughing at the client. You attend to other things, your phones and so forth, while you are in the session. The client will feel disregarded. So be aware of your behaviors. Check your behavior and also analyze the client's behavior and bring meaningful reasons out of it. Rational emotive therapy. So rational means weighing. You have to weigh the emotional and the motive of your clients. What is the, some clients will come and tell you, Wakansera Mziba in manje, I am pregnant, but I don't know which one. Probably I have 2 or 3 boyfriends. Now, among the 2 or 3, this one I love him most, but he's not rich, doesn't have money. This other one, anyway, it's just a flirt. It's just a day sex, then we go. Then this one has money, but we just had an affair once. So, which one can be the best? What is the motive of the client? You see, most parents, when a child is pregnant, they ask the girl child, how many men did you have sex with? Probably the girl child will mention 2 or 3, because it's rare a girl child who is not married to have less than 2 or 3. boyfriends. Out of whatever she is going to mention, they'll ask, what does this one do? And what does this one do? Okay, this one works, this one does not work, he's a schoolboy. This one. Who do you love? No, I love this one who is a schoolboy. But a schoolboy will never keep you. So the one who impregnated you is this one. So you should mention this one. And that is how come a lot of firstborns are not fathers' children. A lot when you go into statistic. That's why DNA mostly is difficult to do. It's difficult to do. In this modern time, yes, it's possible that the culture has changed. But in old days, that's exactly what used to happen. They will point at a person who is doing better. So that is a rational motive. What is the motive? The motive is that the girl child should be married to someone who is wealthy than that poor man or poor gentleman. So be careful, because clients will make you to fall into things that you don't know, matters that will bring problems to you. There is this client, I'll give an example, visited the hospital, a certain hospital, met this certain counselor and said, my friend, I had a sexual affair with a woman that I don't know, but I'm scared I have to start PEP because this lady, I am suspecting she can be on HIV medication. So I don't know how it can be. I'm married, and I would also want my wife to start the same post-exposure prophylaxis drugs. So what this counselor did was, okay, since you are scared, then what do we do? And the gentleman offered money. Okay, I'll pay you, just help me in any kind. Okay, you are driving? Yes. Okay, so just say I bashed on this lady, then or this lady was bashed, or I bashed on this lady, and then this lady, I rushed to pick the lady. I didn't know that this lady had some blood stains. Then I went in contact with blood stains, and the gentleman, the counselor, actually connived and bought a chicken, which they killed and got some blood, which the client was stained with, so that it looks real. And they called the wife. The wife came. They were all cancelled. Your husband was involved in an accident now because of this and that. So you have to be put on antiretroviral therapy for prevention. The lady accepted, but the counselor and the gentleman regularly knew that it was all lie. Now, if the truth comes out, the counselor risks to lose work or to lose job. So these are scenarios that you should be careful of, because clients will come with a lot of thoughts, or a lot of strategies, which at last may land you into problems. Reality therapy. Reality, we all know that it is the fact, the things that are happening. So this one is just a matter of bringing the client into reality. There are clients who believes in things they are not. People tell you they are doctors, they are lawyers, they are what? They own vehicles, they own houses. Meanwhile, they are not. It's your duty to use reality therapy to bring them into their reality, not direct, because it hurts to tell someone who is telling you that he has a vehicle. You tell him or her to say you don't have one. It hurts. But instead, you encourage them to buy one. Or out of those vehicles you have, one or two, try to buy another one, which you can be using more often. You see, encourage them also to be content with what they have, because they can end up stealing or being involved in wrong things. Encourage people to be content. Encourage people to live within their jurisdictions, to survive from within means. The types of counseling. In successful counseling, the client moves from fixed to changeableness. Clients, as they come, they are fixed in their mind. They cannot make a decision which is away from what they are thinking. That's what fixed means. Fixed means to be carried away by one activity. So they are fixed in mind. But as they come to you, they have to go home with a changeableness mind, a mind which is able to change, switch, and do what is right. They also come with a mind that is rigid, structured. Rigid meaning something you cannot change easily. And as they go home, they should go back with a flow mind, a mind that is flowing like water, which can change. You know, when water is on a river, you can't say the water that passed in Zambezi today is the water that will pass in Zambezi tomorrow. No. Probably if it passes, it will never pass again. So clients should have a mind that if a situation pass, it should pass just like that. From stasis to process, it's all the same. This is according to Rogers. Stage 1, blocked internal communication. So when a client comes, mainly they have a blocked internal communication. Blocked meaning that inside them, they are not able to communicate. You know, a person cannot talk, cannot sit and be able to reflect or to think about his or her life, because there is a blocked inside. The mind is fixed. The mind is fixed. It can't think beyond what the mind sees or thinks at that moment. Anything that may come just comes as a time waster, or just something to make the life of a client difficult. So you have to know that as a patient or the client comes for counseling, they have a blocked internal communication. So if internal communication is bad, even outside, it cannot come out. They will think what the problem is, but they will fear to mention it. I'll give an example. A person who has just seen the husband or the wife red-handed with another mate, they will try to imagine what they saw, and they will equally compare with what they do with the same people or person they have seen. So they will have fear to think about what happened. Instead, they will block the communication between their brain. The brain, they'll bring things that will distract them from thinking what the reality is about. They will distract thinking about what they saw. Instead, it will result in a person to start abusing substances. Suppose I drink 10 bottles of Castle, I become drunk, I'll just sleep. I dream, I will not remember what I dream. Tomorrow I wake up in the morning, they try again to remember what they saw. Then they will again go and drink so that they can forget. If it is smoking, they'll smoke, they'll abuse any other substance so that they can forget whatever they are thinking about. A person who has seen someone, especially if a child sees a person dying, they develop fear. So whenever they are alone or they are in darkness, they will fear, because they will think that person who is dying or whom they saw dying is there with them dying again. So they will have fear, and because of that fear, they will develop a lot of hallucination. They will develop hallucination. So trying to run away from hallucination, that child will become sick or traumatized, and they will develop post-traumatic shock. So when they develop post-traumatic shock or mental illness, they will not speak anything. They will just be looking at you. Whenever you're talking to them, they are quiet, but they are looking at you. They are able to hear what you are saying, but they cannot process or interpret because the internal communication is blocked. So at this stage, mostly, if people come at this stage, it is difficult. But you should know that at this time, the person is not able to talk. What do you do in this scenario? Talk to them if you are aware about what happened. Try to talk to them over and over and over what happened so that they can cry. If they cry, then they are better, because if a person cries, the brain is relieved from the internal stress. So if a mother, a lady here, catches the husband or the boyfriend with another woman, whatever they were doing, what you do if this person definitely develops mania, you put them in a room, call the husband, come, sit there, but be there so that no one injures who. You see, by the virtue of the lady looking at that man, there are two things that will happen. She'll cry. She'll cry. After crying, then probably the lady or the man would want to talk to the spouse or talk to you. Once they start asking questions like, why? Why did you do that? Just know that they have opened up now. Possibly, you can separate them, put them into isolation, let the person go and stay with people who will keep that client, not until the client is free to talk about what happened. But there are some clients who will never talk to someone and just endure with it, endure with it, endure with it, and goes back to the normal living because they don't have anyone to trust. Because clients can only disclose issues when they have someone to discuss to. If they cannot trust anyone, definitely they will never disclose. It will die like that. Second stage, self-acceptance by client. Self-acceptance, if a client comes with a blocked internal communication, once the client comes to accept the situation, they first accept themselves. Why should I die? Okay, why should I suffer? This happened, but why should I suffer? You see, they'll ask questions like, why me? Why me, not anyone? Meaning they are trying to accept themselves while there is a sense of denial until they come to accept themselves that they can do it again. So in this scenario, you help the patient or the client to gain confidence, to be self-reliant just for a moment, to believe in themselves. You have to encourage them to believe in themselves so that they can gain self-confidence, and they will surely explain to you what happened. But mostly at this stage, they cannot explain anything. It's either they'll just be crying, and this is the stage when they cry the most, because now the blocked internal communication is off their mind. So they'll just be crying. They'll just be crying. At this stage, everything they have to do, they'll do what they feel is right for themselves. And sometimes they become isolative. They're just on their own, singing songs on their own, watching movies on their own. They isolate from the general public. But just know that, okay, at this stage now, the person is okay. In the blocked internal communication at the first stage, clients are dangerous to leave alone because they are suicidal. They can commit suicide easily. But once they become to the second stage, which is self-acceptance, they cannot commit suicide. They cannot, because they are now gaining courage. They are now coming to their normal senses. Third stage, beginning to recognize contradictions in experience. So they will start now thinking about their experience. What happened? Why did this man or this woman go to this man or that woman? Why? They'll start judging the act or the experience. Why is it that people hurt me? Why did this person do this? As they try to think, they start recognizing or pointing out where mistakes are. Oh, here I made a mistake. Here I did not make a mistake. It is my counterpart who made a mistake. Here I failed because I was not studying. So I should not blame everyone. Here this problem happened because I am not a causer, but that is a causer. So for me to avoid, I think I should be avoiding that person. So they are thinking and they are trying to cancel themselves automatically. They are trying to find solutions on their own. The fourth stage, disclosure or personal experience with caution and restrictive. So, like I mentioned earlier, to say clients will never tell you everything. On psychoanalytic, clients will never tell you everything. Remember, when they are bringing out something, they already have their thoughts about. They have already cancelled themselves. Now they just want it out. They just want it out. So at this level, all you need to do is to provide now your counseling skills. You provide your counseling skills. You counsel the patient so that the patient can be stress-free. But remember that whatever they are saying to you, there is conscience out of it. They can tell you something they cannot tell you, depending on how they are trusting you. The fifth one is feelings are expressed freely. This is the time when now they can cry more. If it's not to cry, this is the time now they can talk a lot of things because they are now free and they can now express their feelings. If it is to fight the person, if you did not counsel nicely, they can go and fight back the person. But if you counsel them nicely, they just express their feelings. Probably they meet this person, that gentleman disappointed me, this is what happened. They meet another person, that guy disappointed me, this is what happened. They start like expressing it to people. At this moment, a person whom they are going to trust the most is especially that one who is going to be more like a close counselor. If it is you as a counselor or a neighbor or whoever, whether married or not married, as long as you show that you care, they will lean on you, and that is the relationship they can only fall in. Because anything there, it is possible. A person who was in stress, once they relieve from stress, what makes them more relieved from stress and what encourage them like to start having a stable mind is sex. So they fall into sex with a person close to them. So even you as counselors, you have to be careful there, because clients will fall in love with you. Not because they love you, no, but because you are comforting them. So if it is just a person from the community, that comforter is the one who is going to be comforting everything. Comparisons between guidance and counseling. Guidance. Guidance is broader and comprehensive. So guidance is broad, it's wide. It's not just something that you can just do within a short time. No, it needs a lot of time for you to guide someone, because remember, those people you are guiding, they need to adapt and learn what you are guiding them. While counseling is in depth and narrow, it is small, because counseling, you're just providing solutions, rather options which someone can pick. Guidance, it's more external, helps a person to understand alternative solutions available to him. Like I mentioned, that it needs a lot of time for you to learn, because it is external. It involves a lot of things that we see around us. While counseling, it helps people to understand themselves and is an inward analysis. Alternative solutions are proposed to help understand the problems at hand. So with counseling, it's just an inside thing, an inward issue, which just helps you to analyze a certain situation. And also, a counselor just propose what is are the options to undertake. And a counselee just wants to understand what the problem is about. Guidance involves an intellectual attitudes are the raw material of guidance. You need to be an intellectual. That is why those who provide guidance must have a diploma and above, not a certificate. It's difficult. So like you guys will be able to provide guidance. And guidance mostly is given to clergy, church people. Pastors and priests are the ones mostly who take up the role of guidance, and also teachers. While counseling, emotional rather than intellectual attitudes are raw material of counseling. So counseling deals with emotional. It doesn't deal with any things away from emotion. Just someone just needs to understand the emotion, cool down from the emotion, and be able to adapt. Guidance involves decision making. Here, decision making is practicable at an intellectual level in guidance. So meaning, practicable meaning what you are saying should be able to be practiced by you and even by people that you are giving guidance, because you cannot guide someone on the way that you have never walked, or on the way that you are not matching with. When you are guiding someone about school, even your education level should be better than them. When you are guiding people about Christian values, meaning your Christian values should be better or ahead than them. So it goes like that. While counseling operates at an emotional level, it's just emotion, how you feel about something. That's all. So sometimes people say, no, I provide guidance. No, 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 no. If you do not have a higher qualification, or you are not ahead than the people you are guiding, you are not guiding. You are just providing counseling. Guidance is generally education and career related, and may also be from personal problems. So like I mentioned earlier, it's educational and career related. So if you want to guide the person who is not in your career, it's difficult, but you can guide someone in the path you have walked through, because you know the way. You are not just a signpost. You encourage people to make money. Wow, you don't have money. Surely, can they hear you? No. For you to give a successful story, you must have achieved a certain success. While counseling is mostly offered to personal and social issues. So counseling involves just personal, me, and certain social issues like behavioral issues. That's all. You have to know that clients become emotional during counseling. Clients become emotional, and it is normal for a client to become emotional during counseling. It's a very normal thing. When your client becomes emotional, please give them chance. Let them first express their emotion, and do not talk to them until their emotion is expressed. All you can just say is sorry, 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 sorry. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. That's all. Do not go into any conversation like what is the problem? What is happening? Are you okay? No. Just say sorry. Oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Make sure you attend to clients' emotion with a touch. A touch is so therapeutic. A touch involves hormones. So when someone has touched you, the sense of feeling will trigger, carry the sense, carry the feel to the brain. The brain will release dopamine, and dopamine will be able to interpret well and work in connection with that touch and give a positive feedback to the client. Clients feel you are concerned about their problem when you touch their shoulder. Touch their shoulder. Sometimes you'll be asked, why should a male touch a female's shoulder? Or why should the female touch the shoulder of the male? Counseling knows no gender. That's how it is. But it only observes human rights. It only observes human rights. So you can see on these two pictures, the female counselee and counselor have seated too close. But the male counselee and counselor, there is a distance. But the male has just managed to extend his hand on the shoulder of a counselee, trying to give comfort. So make sure you don't leave your client emotional. Do not leave your clients emotional. If it means ending the session, end it after the client emotion is worked on. That's when you can end the session, or cut the session, or postpone it for another day. But make sure that you have worked on the emotion of your clients. We end here for today.